So in today's video, we're gonna take all this measuring equipment and we're gonna double check the advertised volume of some of the world's most popular backpacks. We got the tools, we got the bags right down there. Let's jump into it. But before we do, let's talk about exactly how we measure bags here at Nomads Nation. Because a few months ago, we actually did this video for our first time, but with slings. And we measured the capacity of some of the biggest slings out there. And since that video went live, we've been actually measuring every single bag in our individual reviews as well. So in the process, we've learned a lot. And one thing I've learned is measuring a sling and measuring a backpack are two very different things. And measuring volume in general is really, it's frustrating because consumers want a consistent method, right? To know that 14 liters on this bag is the exact same as 14 liters on that bag, even though they're two different brands from two different places. And the truth is we can get close, but the method can vary from bag to bag. But I do think that this industry needs to be more in line in terms of how we're measuring, which is why I'm measuring my own backpack, the Fyro T22, at the end of this video, so we can actually put my own brand on the spot and see how we're measuring capacity. But let me show you why it's a little complicated to measure these things. Let's take a sling, for instance. This Bellroy transit sling has a back pocket, a main compartment, and a front pocket. But we quickly discovered that when you just pack out the main compartment, you get a pretty good idea of what the capacity is. And the problem is that pockets eat into each other. So if we filled these three compartments with balls at 3 different times, and then measured them, that would give us a different capacity than if we filled out the sling at once, all 3 compartments with balls. And then it gets even crazier with a backpack because of backpacks, like on the Fyro T22 here, you got a front compartment, you got a water bottle pocket, you got a tech compartment, back wallet pockets, right? There's so many compartments that need to be measured. But what we realized on Nomads Nation reviews is that really the main compartment and any quick access pockets usually tell the whole story. So for the Aer City Pack Pro 2 right here, you can see we got a couple of water bottles, but one thing that we've learned is that water bottles are A, annoying to measure, but also B, they're usually around a half a liter. But also like everybody carries different size water bottles, and again, it depends on how full the main compartment is. Because if you really pack out the main compartment, then the available space for the water bottle holders shrinks. And the same thing with the tech compartment. Now, most tech compartments are pretty small or they're like very tight. You can see here like the Aer City Pack Pro 2, it looks like there's some space in there, but again, when you pack out the main compartment, that space is gonna close up real fast. So the best way is just to show you, let's start with the first bag. We're gonna measure the Aer City Pack Pro 2. So we're gonna start with the front pocket first. All right. Got that bad boy fully packed up. We got the top drop pocket. You can see we got all the balls filled in nice and tight there as well. Top pocket, and then for the main compartment, but kind of keep in mind, see what's happening here, right? This dude is packed out. Now, Aer's done a great job of creating some extra volume in these pockets as to where it's not eating into this part too much, but it still is eating into it as to where like it can't push and expand as it would have been able to before. And you can see here we got the main compartment pretty full as well, but this is where it even jumps like another layer as to where like you can really kind of like endlessly squeeze. And now look at how much more space it just created. Now I've talked to the factories who make these bags and who do the capacity test, and they say like pushing the balls down like that like is not industry standard. The goal is, from a factory perspective, to just load the balls up in the different compartments, kind of like shift it around a bit. You know, you can shimmy it, but you're not supposed to like shove down. So that's the rules we're gonna follow as well. So let's readjust that main compartment accordingly. You can see right here, that's a shimmy, but not a shove. Now to show you what I mean about the tech compartment, we could definitely get balls in there, don't get me wrong, but I've usually found that the tech compartment, like if it's large enough to have its own volume, is usually around 3 to 5 liters in itself. And if you're interested in what size laptop the bags can fit, we do that in every single individual review, which we've gone ahead and linked them all below. So be sure to check them out there. All right, moment of truth. There's gonna be a lot of cleanup later, guys. All right, top pocket empty. We're looking at 2 liters. Front pocket. All right, front compartment also getting this black line right here, 2 liters on the dot. Top sunglasses pocket, 1/4 of a liter. Yeah, not even half. And then For the main compartment, Margaret, put your earplugs in. It's gonna get loud. No, wait, real fast. This was at the top before, right? Because we had these front sections loaded out, therefore compromising the main compartment. But now you can see right here, we lost all this space. This is where it gets complicated, you know? If I just fully decked out the main compartment and just pushed it all down, you know, I'd be able to inflate its potential capacity by 20, 30%. But really for us, when we measure, we think that it needs to all be done in unison together because that's a more accurate reflection of what it's like to carry this bag on a daily basis. So we're at like 4¼ liter main compartment. All right, moment of truth, y'all. So you can see right here, we're at 5, 10, 15, just under 20 liters. And the Aer City Pack Pro 2 is advertised at 24 liters. So are they lying assholes? Well, not really, right? Because again, we have 2 water bottle pockets that weren't taken into consideration. Those are ½ liter each, so we'll count that as a liter. So now we're easily around or maybe even slightly over 20. And then we got the tech compartment, which is it giving us 4 liters in itself? Well, kind of. I mean, if I were to pack this out, let's just do it as an example. So there you can see I've gone ahead and filled up the laptop compartment, shimmied, not shoved. Let's give us a better view for the audience. We're at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, just under, that's a perfect 24 right there, right? And hopefully you can see how the plot thickens and all this just is, you know, not the easiest thing to do. So what we did was in the video where we measured all the top slings, we got our community's requests for other bags that they want to see measured. So we're gonna run through them all right now. So the most requested bag to measure from the community was kind of surprisingly the Bellroy Lite 30 liter travel backpack. So let's do it. All right, you can see we packed this bad boy out. Front pocket, top pocket, 2 liters. Side pocket, 4½ liters. And one thing to note is like, look at this Bellroy bag, for instance, because it has lots of compartments in the main compartment. You got this big old one and these 2 here. And the more pockets you have, the less packing space you have, just because you have more fabric and there's just more compromises in terms of like how you can fit what you put where. So if you're looking for a bag in a certain size that can fit the most gear, it's always gonna be the bag with the lightest materials that has the least amount of like internal organization and pockets. 4 liters for those sections. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So the Bellroy Lite 30 liter on our measurements coming in around 25, but we didn't measure the laptop compartment. So this is a bag that I'd say is probably closer to like 28 to 30 liters. And that's where this whole thing like ends up being, is like this gray zone. And as I've been measuring these bags for the past 2 months, that's my final sort of like say is like, all right, I would say the Bellroy Lite travel backpack, 28 to 30 liters, or if it's 30 liters, it's a very tight 30 liters. And also I wanna let you know, like if you're enjoying this content and you're new to Nomads Nation, that we take our bag nerdery very seriously. And we just wanna contribute to the conversation and try and make this industry as awesome as possible. And one way that we're doing that, well, on top of our YouTube reviews and videos, is with the Nomads Nation newsletter. And if you're not subscribed and like you're really into this stuff, you gotta subscribe. I'm so proud of that newsletter. We send it out once a week and we just bring you along with all the breaking news that's happening in this world of carry and travel and EDC gear. So if you wanna know the newest releases, limited edition drops, plus have access to our discount codes and exclusive giveaways, you're gonna wanna sign up to the newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I really hope to see you in your inbox. Thank you. Let's keep the train rolling. Good call, Margaret. All right, next up, we're doing one that I've been wanting to see for a while. The Osprey Daylite 26+6, which I do not believe is 26 liters. And nothing against Osprey either. I love Osprey, and I love this bag. I just feel like they're overstating their capacity, but let's find out. All right, main compartment. So main compartment, we're at about 20. Add the top pocket, add the second top pocket here. Raise it up, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'd say we're at about 22. But here's the deal, and why I stand by the fact that it feels a little tight for 26 liters, is yeah, we got the water bottle pockets that could add a bit more capacity. Let's call it a liter total for both. But the tech compartment of this bag is not separate. It's in the main compartment. So if you ever worn an Osprey 26+6, you thought to yourself, damn, this don't feel like 26. It's because it's really not. I'd say it's much closer to a 22-liter backpack. All right, Margaret, come here. We're gonna do teamwork. Margaret, you hold this. Kids, don't try this at home. It's harder than it looks, right? Guys, give us a thumbs up if you appreciate the hard work Margaret and I are doing for all you bag nerds out there. Okay, so expanded 26+6 should be 32 if my math suits me, correct? Just the main compartment, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Add a couple front compartments in there, add a couple water bottle pockets in there. You're looking at 27, I'd say, 28. So, formal request Osprey to rename it to the Daylite 22+6, because the 26+6, yeah, I'm not seeing it. So yeah, you came in pretty under, Mr. Osprey 26+6. Let me know, like, is that a little egregious? Do you feel cheated by Osprey's measuring system, or did I not, push the bag to its capacity enough? Let me know your thoughts on these results with the Osprey Daylite 26+6 in the comments below. Margaret, pick the next bag, please. Rework, oh, picking on the new guys. Okay, Margaret picked the Rework Toshi next. There's so many little balls everywhere. How are we gonna clean all these up? All right, main compartment check first. 5, 10, around 15 liters capacity in the main compartment. So now 5, 10, 15, just over 15, but again, we didn't do the tech compartment. As you can see right here, has capacity. So, this is sort of where I've been getting more comfortable calling it on Nomads Nation reviews for a bag size. For me, the Rework Toshi is advertised as 20 liters. Without the water bottle pockets in the tech compartment, we're at about 17. I'll call it 20. I'll call it a tight 20, but I'll give them 20 all day. Next up, we got Carry Max. All right, Carry Max loaded up the main compartment, the front and the side water bottle pocket. This is supposed to be 26 liters. Main compartment, just under 20. All right, Carry Max EDC, what you got? 5, 10, 15, 20. Woo, we're coming a little bit tighter for the Carry Max EDC. Granted, again, we didn't measure the tech compartment or the side pocket here, but it's a very, very tight side pocket and just depends. I think you can call it 26. Probably gonna carry closer to like a 23 or a 24 though. All right, next up is the GR1 21. Now Goruck's interesting. You can see that we got the balls top to the brim in the main compartment, but this front slash pocket is basically kind of unusable now. And their tech compartment has always been like nothing. It's like you can slide a laptop in there and that's all the volume you're really getting. So for me, like as a Nomads Nation review, like the volume is the main compartment. That's how I'm calling it. And here we have 5, 10, 15, 20, the first brand that has gone over their advertised capacity. So I'll give a round of applause to Goruck. Well done. I will say that Goruck's not the only brand that I've noticed goes over. Brown Buffalo just recently reviewed their 21-liter backpack and it came in at like almost 25. And the Wotan Craft, the 2 bags that we just reviewed by them, were both a little bit over as well. So it's a little bit more rare for bag companies to under-advertise, but they do exist. And in line with this whole conversation, like Goruck could probably call this a 25. They could shove those balls down, get another couple liters in there, and say, hey, we got a liter here as well and 2 liters in the tech compartment. Boom, that's a 26er right there. So it's an art. So yeah, pretty impressive, Mr. Goruck. What do you think though? Like, should more brands measure their bags like Goruck where they're actually under advertising the capacity? That might make us like a happier world of backpack nerds. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know below. And now I'm gonna even the playing field by measuring my own backpack, the Fyro T22. This is not meant to be self-promotional. I just kind of felt like a in the sling capacity video that we shot a few months ago. I was just like calling out all these brands and I'm like, I have a brand too. Like, so like, it's just for me being fair. Now, originally, I think that we called it that the hatch is 2 liters, the main compartment is 15 liters, tech compartment 4 liters, and then 1 liter on either side. That gets us around 22, right? Let's see. As you can see, I haven't measured this bad boy in a while. And I don't want to say to anyone that I tipped the scales, right? So I'm doing a shimmy, but not a shove. So we got the balls at the top, but not shoved. I can fit a little more. Perfect. All right, main compartment with the front hatch. I'm gonna be super vulnerable with this thing. No! Okay. This way is this way. I'm gonna take a few to make up for the ones that I lost. I lost a lot there, okay? Okay, so the hatch is actually coming in at like 1.25 liters. All right, so those 2 compartments combined, you can see we're at 5, 10, 15, maybe 17. So right around where I said we called originally the main compartment 15 liters, the hatch 2 liters, maybe a little bit under that. So if you add in the tech compartment and the 2 side pockets, if I was an independent reviewer on Nomads Nation for Fyro, I'd say Fyro T22, it's 22 maybe, but it's a tight 22. It's probably closer to 20, let's be honest. So yeah, I wanted this to be an honest conversation. And I'm honestly saying, like, maybe I overstated the capacity of my own bag. It's like, this is where I want to hear what you guys think. Like, are some of these bags overstated? Am I making it too much of an art? Should there be a more scientific method that we're not considering here at Nomads Nation? The only way I can think about doing that is to, like, literally shove it into every compartment until you can't get a single extra ball in there. Like, that's maybe the way to do it. I don't know. We wanted to do 8 more bags, but this ended up being a super long video, a lot longer than we thought. This is really time consuming, so we really appreciate you guys watching. And if you enjoy the effort that we're putting into here, we always appreciate if you can just like and subscribe. That just helps the YouTube robots know that we're doing a good job. So I look forward to hearing your guys' thoughts and questions in the comments below. Again, our goal is just to get the conversation flowing. And if you missed the video where we did the sling capacity test, you can go ahead and watch that right here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This is a lot of fun. Margaret and I have a lot of cleaning up to do now. So we'll catch you guys next time.